Beyonce, the famous singer Beyonce, recently put a video out of her hair care routine, and it went viral. And it dispelled the myth that her hair, her real hair, was no good, and that's why she wore wigs or weaves. She showed how beautiful, long, flowing, and thick her real hair is. And yes, she does wear wigs and weaves, but she doesn't really need to. I personally don't wear extensions or weaves. I have in the past, but all the pictures that you see are of my real hair. I prefer the natural look. I don't have any tattoos. You'll notice I don't have any tattoos. I wear very little makeup, if at all. I wear very little jewelry, and I like the girl next door puppy dog look. And while I have no problem with wigs or weaves, I just prefer my natural hair, because also when it comes to washing my hair, I like to be able to get to the roots. So I like my hair to be as natural as possible. Now, unfortunately, when it comes to hair and skincare maintenance, I'm not very good at it. I don't want any tattoos on my skin. I think the clean skin, the natural skin is beautiful, and I don't want anything covering my skin. Now, I think some people look great with tattoos and piercings, but they're just not for me. I just really like the clean skin, girl next door, puppy dog look. The other reason why I don't want any tattoos or anything on my skin really, and why I don't wear a lot of makeup, is because I have recently been diagnosed with atopic dermatitis. And that means I cannot use, I have to use prescribed soaps and prescribed things for my skin. I can't use regular soap. One of the things I use for my skin is Uvamate. So atopic dermatitis is a kind of eczema, and sometimes I will have flare-ups. If you look at the picture on the left, if you look at the top left of my forehead, you'll see little dry patches. That is my atopic dermatitis. So, sometimes I don't have it at all. Sometimes it will disappear for weeks and sometimes even months, and you won't even know. You will look at me and you wouldn't even know that I had it. But every now and then I have flare-ups. I had a really bad flare-up recently. So I have to use special creams and special soap for my skin. One of the things that I use is Uvamate ointment. And when it comes to my hair, I have no patience with my hair. My mum's mum had very long, thick, flowing, light brown hair, and she was a stunner. My mum's mum, my grandma. So I've inherited, good hair. I don't need extensions at all. But I'm not very good with my hair maintenance. My mum is basically the person that does my hair, to be honest with you. And during the lockdown, I would wash it, but I would go for months and months without combing it out and stuff like that. I'm really bad when it comes to my hair care routine. In fact, I don't like to fuss with myself much. I like minimal, for me, less is more. But one of the things I really loved about Beyonce's hair care routine and what she showcases, that a lot of black and brown women do have a lot of hair and do have good hair. And it's not, they're not wearing necessarily wigs or weaves because they don't have good hair. I mean, Beyonce has a very busy schedule. She's a huge star, one of the biggest stars in the world. And she probably doesn't have time to mess about with her natural hair. Taking care of your natural hair is a lot of work and a lot of maintenance. She probably doesn't have time for that. That's the reason why she will often wear extensions, wigs, weaves, whatever. I know for a fact that Victoria Beckham wears extensions, and I don't think there's anything wrong with it. In fact, I think that wearing extensions or wigs or weaves, I think it actually protects your hair underneath. But personally speaking, I don't like wigs or weaves or extensions. I've worn them in the past, but I don't wear them anymore. And I just prefer to be able to, when I run my hands through my hair, I like to feel the roots, and I like to be able to get to the roots when I wash it. But I'm so glad that she put out that video to dispel the myth that she doesn't have good hair and that she needs wigs or weaves. She doesn't. And I think that she really wears wigs, extensions and weaves to protect the hair that she's got underneath. And because it does, it's a lot of maintenance to maintain and look after hair in general, especially biracial hair or black hair. So yeah, my look is the puppy girl look, girl next door look, very little makeup, very little jewelry, no tattoos or piercings, just very natural. Now, look, I think some people look absolutely great with tattoos and piercings. You know, it suits other people maybe, but it doesn't suit me. It's not my look. And I don't think Bam's tattoos did anything for her. My look is completely the opposite to hers. I just don't think they looked good on her at all. I just think that the clean skin, the natural skin, is the best thing to showcase. But I think tattoos look really good on some people and piercings look really good on some people, but I just don't think they would ever suit me. So anyway, I wanted to share that with you because Beyonce did put this video out that went viral, and I'm very glad that she did. So I'm going to go on to talk about Zowoki and his latest NK ramblings in a minute, but I want to talk about this first, and I'm going to do an episode one day of some of the more, let's say, unfriendly and unkind comments that I've gotten, and the comments that I don't approve, and tell you why I don't approve them. I also got a lot of comments in the last few months towards me because of what happened with Bam, people saying that I had something to do with it, and, you know, also from the D-Man's camp. But I'll talk about that another time. But this is the type of comment that I don't approve. I've edited this. It was a huge, long, babbling comment, all in capital letters, and it was just full of nonsense. Can't even spell Rzuceks properly. And Sandra Rzuceks does not get to override the Constitution. Rzuceks. R-U-Z... R-U-Z-A-C-K. Can't even spell Rzuceks properly, but thinks they know more about the case than anybody else, including myself. Can't even spell Rzuceks, right? And it was a long, babbly comment that was written in all capital letters, and it went on, and it went on, and it went on, and on. And it was basically just a troll as far as I'm concerned. And I have I've got no doubt which camp this person comes from. It's somebody that we all know that's no longer on YouTube. So it starts with the top part. Shanann was pregnant with someone else's baby and was willing to let CW believe it was his. Oh. You can read that whole full first paragraph by yourself. No proof, nothing to back it up, no evidence, no nothing. And then you've got the Sandra Rzuceks comment, which the person can't even spell Rzuceks properly. So these kind of comments I don't approve because they're based on no evidence, no supported documents, no critical thinking. It's just somebody rambling and ranting and can't even spell in capital letters. So, you know, you can have a read of this. I basically kept it in my studio and I didn't approve it. I didn't delete it either because I kind of wanted to keep it for my records. But it's just a long babbling post about basically how terrible Shanann was and how, you know, and basically making excuses for Chris. You know, we all know who does that. We all know what camp this comes from. So, Zowoki. So he's long figured out that if he puts NK on the front of his thumbnail and he makes up a load of nonsense about her, that he's going to get his views, he's going to get his ad revenue, he's going to get his money. Okay, so he's figured that out. That's obvious. And now he's saying ridiculous stuff like people have been paid off so they don't talk, so, you know, not to talk about NK, and his ongoing quest for justice, which will go nowhere, along with the NK petition, the Nicole Kessinger petition, it will go nowhere. For somebody who, well, let's put it this way. I actually don't dislike Zowoki. He's got a lovely family. He's got a lovely fiance. And if I were her, I'd be kind of concerned with his obsession over NK when you're supposed to be getting married to your fiance, who's fantastic. I actually watched a video with him and his fiance in it, And I realized one side of her hair was missing. And then I found out that Zowoki had actually shaved one part of her hair. But, they looked really nice together. He's got a lovely family, obviously. But I think that Zowoki, with all this NK stuff, and he's going to continue doing it, just like with what AD did, I think he's going to be a bit of a problem for the Rzuceks, personally speaking. Um, I think he's going to be a bit of a problem. At the end of the day, NK, Nicole Kessinger, doesn't owe anyone online anything. She doesn't have to prove herself. And I've said this, once World County said they're not interested in finding her, they're not interested in looking for her, she was never on their radar. Once that happened, and once she changed her name, she has the right to be left alone to live her life. That's my opinion. There comes a point when it becomes obsessive. Nicole Kessinger has every right to live her life, to be free as a United States citizen, and to live her life the way she wants, unless there's any probable cause to look into her whatsoever. And you have to have probable cause. She has every right to live as a United States citizen, free, and not to be bothered, not to be chased after. She has every right to live in the United States as a free citizen, living her life. She has a right to her privacy. That's the basic human right that every person should have. Okay, my hair is not in the best condition right now, and I'm growing it out again, like trying to fill it out because I've had to trim the ends and do some stuff to it to try and improve the quality. But these are a list of some skincare and hair care products that I use that I wanted to share with you. Personally speaking, I don't watch skincare and hair care routines on YouTube. I prefer to watch people cooking. I prefer to watch fridge and pantry organizations. I prefer to watch someone making a salad. I prefer to watch music videos. But this is the one time that I will show you and let you know a bit about my skin and hair care routine and healthcare. So skincare products: Umivate ointment, dermal lotion, and shower. Hair care products: Originals Olive and Shea Deep Conditioner, Kuza Black Castor Oil Leave-In Conditioner. They're the hair care products. So I'll just leave that with you just in case anyone has similar issues to what I do and they want to know what I use.